What's good, everybody? It says I'm live. If you can hear me, make sure you let me know. Looks like my mic levels aren't picking up, but hopefully they are. Um, Let me see. Check. Make sure this mic it should be on. I'm not gonna worry about it too much, but anyway, hello, everybody. This is only a test. But I do want to talk about some things that have came across my attention. Um, the world the world is definitely getting scarier and scarier by the minute. I'm not sure if any of you guys ridiculous, man. We can't even go anywhere anymore and just enjoy ourselves without having to worry about possibly getting killed, harmed in some kind of way, you know. And the thing is, seriously, the thing is that it's very senseless, to be honest, it's very senseless that these things are happening, you know. And another thing is that the people that are doing this are just walking away. Not walking away, but you know what I mean. They're able to go back. They're going to prison, but they're alive when you done killed several innocent people, and it's just like, when does it end? When do we say, what, enough is enough? And even with the gun laws, if you ban these guns, criminal laws, period. I don't care what law it is. Criminals do not care about laws. So there's no reason to keep saying if we ban this gun, ban that gun, da 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 da. Doesn't matter because a criminal is gonna get their hands on a weapon, no matter what. Did they ever hear of such thing as the black market? They're gonna find a weapon. Only thing we could do is hope and pray that this stuff stops. That's all we can do. Most of this stuff is really out of our control. We can't control it, so let's not try. You know, all we could do is try to protect our families and things like that. For me, I know I want to, definitely with seeing all this, man. It's like you gotta protect yourself and your family by any means necessary because it's getting worse and worse by the minute. And it seems like just to me that the individuals that are doing these acts are very young. Early teens and stuff like that. And I don't know if it's because they have a lot of things on their mind or if they want to say the video games imitate real life or whatever the case may be, but to me I feel as though that is not the case. Because don't get me wrong, my kids play these games, but I never get an inclination that my child wants to go out and harm somebody, like, and do bodily harm to somebody in any kind of way. Not saying that's not possible. I mean, you never know what someone's thinking. I don't think somebody that's going to do some harm to somebody is going to actually tell you they're going to do it. Then again, if they do tell you, I think it's best that you tell somebody um immediately, whether it's a relative, a friend, or just a person in the street, because I mean, you could possibly save thousands of lives, hundreds of lives, just by speaking up. See something, say something. We all see the slogan. Um, it's just pointless, man. And I'm trying to think, like, why? Why would someone want to go into a mall of all places? I mean, I can understand why they would want to go in a mall because you got crowds of folks. But if you think about it, right now is prime season because there's kids there's kids and families there. We're shopping for back to school, and that kind of like scared the hell out of me because it's like, what would I do in a situation like that? Like, how do you protect yourself in a situation like that when you're just going to enjoy the moment with your family and someone just comes in there randomly and just starts shooting, you know, and you don't know basically how to get away from that. You don't know where the emergency exits are immediately. You don't know, how to dodge those bullets as they're coming or whatever the case may be. You're not trained military style to handle these types of situations. how to react fast. We're not trained for those types of things as an everyday citizen. I mean, maybe we should start some type of safety training that's more intense than your regular safety training, you know, just in case. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just it's just sickening to see it, man. It's sickening every time you turn on the news, hear something, such as that. You just can't go out and enjoy yourself, and feel like, what, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna make it back home, you know? And it's just like, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do in a situation like that? You know, people that and it's sad because now you got folks that will never get to go back home and enjoy their families and friends, and I don't know, man. I just, and then you don't want to shelter your kids and shelter yourself from the outside world, but the outside world is doing a lot of harm to people, you know? I mean, maybe I'm overthinking it, but I don't think so. And of course they're gonna put more restriction on guns, but let's be honest, you're harming a good law-abiding people that went through the classes, went to do everything right, just wanted to get their gun license to protect their families. Basically, that's all it is. Those folks that's doing that, I very rarely doubt that all of them went through you know a training and did all these things and said, you know what, all right, let me just snap and go off and harm some folks. You know, I mean, it happens. Don't get me wrong, it does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't. It does happen. Everyday, regular, normal people do sometimes snap and things go left. I is granted, it happens. But these folks that are committing these crimes, they're not regular. They're not your everyday Joe Smo. These folks have been planning these things, or whatever the case may be, for some time now, and they feel like, you know what, the time is now. The time is right, and they just get in their brain and they go off and do whatever it is that they're doing and harming innocent people in the process. And that's the part that kills me. If you I feel like this, if you want to go kill some folks or do whatever you want to do, join the army. Join the army. If that's your thing, if you enjoy hurting people and harming people, go join somebody's army or something. Don't sit here and just go off and go into these places and harm folks. That's not right. You know, Even though I know these individuals aren't probably thinking logically like me and you, but it's a sad situation, man. And definitely prayers go out to all those folks, that have lost loved ones, because I couldn't even imagine it. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't imagine a situation, reaching my front doorstep, you know, and I'm sure that these people didn't imagine this happening, but there's some things, I guess, really that's out of our control, because they didn't go out thinking, well, you know what, we're going to be in harm's way today. Why don't we just keep going to this mall? Why don't we keep going to Walmart? You know, and thing is, people nowadays are so sensitive that the littlest thing trigger folks and they want to harm you, and it's a shame. People can't take criticism. People get fired and then they just blow up and lose it. You got folks that's getting divorced and just lose it. You got all different types of situations where, instead of people thinking rationally and say, you know what, I'm gonna be okay, everything gonna be okay, they say, you know what, I'm gonna harm the person that did harm to me verbally. That's not a fair fight, you know, and I don't get it. I don't get why these things are happening like they're happening. You know, this is nobody's plan. This is ridiculous. If anybody's in the chat, say something. I don't see that anybody's here. It's just me right now, but that's fine. If you catch this show later, please leave a comment just to let me know if the stream looks good, if the Um, Quality of the mic is good. Let me know. Um, Another thing I want to talk about, just to catch you guys up if you haven't heard about it. The young lady, and I can't stop thinking about it. The 9-year-old young lady that was uh, came encounter with the bison. That was crazy. I have to say, I saw the video and it just turned my stomach because I don't see how Yellowstone National Park allows individuals to, one, be within 20 feet, 20 to 25 feet of an animal that could run 30 miles an hour, when the average human only can run an average of maybe 10 to 12 miles an hour. So why would you have this free reign roaming animal that close to a human without some type of barrier in between? It's like going to the zoo and not having a cage between me and the lions, me and the tigers, me and the bears. That's crazy. I understand people want to go on a safari, but I think there should be more of a boundary there. I feel like there should be some type of gate, uh glass, something, I don't know. Build a wall, whatever. A wall with windows, I don't know. But there's several incidences happening where people are getting trampled, people are getting killed, you know, so on and so forth when they're going to these excursions to look at these wild animals, because one, they don't have no kind of protection around them in case the animal decides to do something, change a direction or whatever the case may be. Now, in this case with this young lady, I believe, this is my own opinion, I believe that he was like a little bit spooked because there were individuals recording him from the right side, it looked like, of him. Other people were walking on the left, so he just was trying to get out of Dodge. I don't think he intentionally wanted to harm the little girl, but the little girl was in his way as he was running away from the crowd that was on the other side. But I blame these parks because these parks are not taking the initiative to make sure individuals are protected, a little bit better. And this is my opinion. But from what I see, I'm not wrong, so I feel as though they could do a little bit more when it comes to protecting individuals, when they're in these safaris or whatever you want to call them. Me personally, I'm not going to no Yellow National Park. I'm not going to none of that unless there's some type of protection. Because for me, I'm not taking that chance. That's a risk I'm not willing to take. I'm sorry. I love animals. I love animals. I want to be a zoologist, but I just personally, I'm not going that close to nothing like that. I probably wouldn't even go close to a cow like that. And we know cows don't really bother you too much, but nah, I'm not getting that close to something that's several hundred pounds. Nope. Could possibly harm me. Mm-mm. I'm not doing it. I'll look at it far. It's cute. It's pretty. It's nice. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Um, I don't know. It's just several things that go on, and I'm just looking at it like, are you kidding me? Things that could be prevented though. All this stuff honestly can be prevented. And the crazy thing, going back to, what I was talking about earlier, I didn't catch up, I didn't get to see the individual that did the crime. But I guarantee you they're gonna say he has some type of mental illness. Everybody that has a situation like this, the individual always had some type of mental illness. If that's the case, and that's true, because I mean things do happen like that where individuals, if that's the case, I feel as though they should have some type of, like they had the loony bins a long time ago. Something in a sense like that to contain these types of folks so they don't come out into the real world and hurt innocent people. Period. I don't know. It's just like, come on, we gotta figure this out. I mean, to lock him up for the rest of his life, that's not doing justice. Yeah, it's I mean, he could go in jail and start hurting people. It happens every day, you know? But the thing is, my personal opinion, I don't feel as though you should be able to walk the earth after you done killed so many folks. I feel like you should feel what they feel. Eternally. That's my personal opinion. To be able to hurt all them people and then get taken into custody. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You get to breathe again while they're in a casket now. That's not even right. There's no way. I'm sorry. I know justice must be served and all these things like that, and the law is the law. I understand, and folks got to go by the law with that. But for me, I'm sorry. That can't rock like that. Can't. I just refuse to just see that, and I don't even know how a judge could sit up there and just be like, you know what, double life or something crazy where an individual is just like just killed somebody and he gets to sit in jail for the rest of his life. When a family has lost their child and won't never see him again. I don't know. I just feel like that's not fair. Let's see what else we got on the agenda. That's crazy. You know, I feel as though we could do more. Period. Oh man, I don't know. Happy Saturday, people. Happy Saturday. That's all I can say. Even though it's not a happy one because you constantly, and that's another thing. I don't know about you, but for me, I don't really like watching the news too much now. You know, I catch myself watching it more, and I never used to watch it, but my wife was like, it's important to watch the news and to know what's going on. But it just seems like the news is just getting worse and worse. There's never anything positive there. You might get something positive, but it'd be a quick glimpse of it, and that's it. They on to the next. I understand it's all about ratings. I understand, that's what pays the bills for them. But it's like it makes everybody be in a bubble because you start to get, it kind of messes with you up here because you're like, man, I wonder if I go out, is something going to happen to me? You start to think like that. You don't want to think like that. You want to think positive when you go outside. You want to think positive when you go to these stores and when you go to these plazas and things of that nature. You want to just feel like, you know what, everything's going to be okay. And you should be able to feel like that and you should be able to enjoy yourself when you go to these places. You know, like before with the school shootings, now they wanted teachers to carry guns in school. I believe, you know what, if the teacher is stable in mindset and and is capable of protecting his children, I think that would have been a good idea. You know, personally, I think it would have been. I think that everybody in civilization should be able to carry loosely and to protect their families. But the only thing that counteracts that, not every action has a reaction. The only thing that counteracts that is the fact that if, say, hypothetically speaking, you go out here and people, you got people with road rage, you got folks that just be mad because you cut them in line. I mean, there's things that trigger people. You never know what might trigger somebody, but there's things that trigger people, and then you got to worry about, all right, is this person going to shoot me, stab me, cut me, whatever, and that's the double-edged sword because even though they got the gun permit and they're law-abiding citizen, they're still capable of harming you if it came down to it and they felt some type of way. So I don't know, man. I really don't. I'm just like, I'm at a crossroads with all this stuff, and it's like, we know, no matter what, who you get in office, who you get for a governor, who you get for a president, There's not much any of them could do, to be honest. I mean, realistically, nobody could change the situations that are going on. Nobody could really, you know, make a difference when it comes to that because, to be honest, it's too far gone. It's too far gone. Legislation can't, and there's nothing we can do but hopefully hope and pray that everything gonna be all right, because we can't control everybody and everything. We can't be 100 places at once. We can't stop situations from happening. So we're left with situations like this where individuals were just, going about their day, and some idiot decides he wants to open fire on them. Maybe because he got fired, maybe because he had an argument with his wife, maybe because he got it could be a million other different reasons, but no reason is a good reason, you know. I just feel like people need to really sit back and analyze and think about what's going on, and just really take a deep look into all this, you know, because with us, they always say you never know when your time is up. But I don't want my time cut short by the hands of somebody else. That's just my personal opinion. I don't want that, and I wouldn't want that for anybody. We gotta figure something out as a society, as a community. You know, I don't know if this person, like I said, I haven't heard anything else about it yet. So I don't know if this person, if somebody next that knew this person heard that he was gonna do anything, or said he was gonna, or social media post, or whatever the case may be. Because a lot of the times it'd be they put the stuff up there, and then next thing you know, they go act on it, but it's too late because by the time it's caught, the person done did the crime. So because and then another thing, social media could be good and bad, because it's good in a sense because you can stop something before it happens, but it's bad because things like this happen. They brag about what they're gonna do. They brag about how to, all the things like that. And it's just a shame, man. It's really a shame. I mean, really, I don't know what we're gonna do when it comes down to it. I don't know how we're gonna fix these issues. You know, I don't know where to go. And the thing is, people become so numb to all this stuff. Like, how could you become numb to this? This is human lives. Like, I can't become numb. It's like you want to just, people want to flip channel and go watch reality TV and stupid stuff, while innocent folks are, getting killed and crazy things. People are desensitized a lot of the time now. No, nobody shows real compassion or emotion towards death, and that's crazy to me. Like, how could you not? How could you not? But I don't know. Leave your comments in the down below. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. There'll be more. I just wanted to get up here real quick, test everything, talk a little bit about what's going on, and just open up some people's eyes to the situations. As we go on, I will have, like I said in the past, I will have a co-host. I'm actually in talks now with someone to be a co-host, a good friend of mine. Um, but like I said, just keep your eyes peeled, people, and make sure if you see something, you say something. If you hear something, you say something. Let's try to make this a better place, one person at a time. One community at a time. One state at a time. However, we got to do it, but we have to make some effort. And really try to make the change happen. So we can see less of this senseless violence happening. And really make everybody see that, you know what, we got to figure this stuff out before things like this take place. All right. Peace.